Hi, Master Drawn Tamer here. I have got a vacuum for us to take a look at. This one was recently sent out to me, and we're going to do an unboxing and then we're going to run it through its paces. So this is the INSE. This is the new model that they just came out with. I have been excited to open this box too. So here we go. Let's see what's in here. Well, we have a manual. Always useful. Read the manual, right? Crevice tool. Pretty straightforward. Let's see. Oh, that looks like a wall mounting bracket to me. That's going to be useful. And here we have a small brush. Let's go ahead and rip this off so we can see it a little better. Oh yes, this is great. So this is a kind of a medium size, and it also has a brush that slides down. That will be good. That's a great tool. And let's look down here. Oh boy, this one's really fighting me. There we go. So this has got to be our power head. So this looks like a traditional power head, and I do use the word power. I don't know if you can see right here. Some cheaper vacuums, they actually are air driven. This one has got an actual electric motor. That's going to give it a lot more beating power. So that's a good sign of quality. This looks like our tube that we're going to use. And oh boy, we have to figure this one out. It looks like it's extended. Yep, there we go. We pull this back to extend it, and the power is going to be transferred in this tube. So that's good. Now this should not be underrated, and this is something, if you get a new vacuum, you should definitely hold on to. So as you can see, there's a brush end on this side. This is going to be useful for cleaning stuff out of the brush and on the beater, but this side is the one that I find the most useful. You can't really see it, I'm pretty sure, but let me hold it still and maybe we'll try and zoom in on it. But right here is a tiny little blade, and there's a purpose for this. It's recessed so you can't cut yourself. If you should accidentally vacuum up string, or you have a child that accidentally vacuumed up string or yarn or anything along those lines, this can be simply run along here to pull out the string and cut it in one easy go. I'll be taking this apart to see how that disassembles, but let's finish the unboxing video first. So we don't need that anymore. So this is our battery, and I have it on good information that this is a new, more powerful battery. I'm going to be checking in on that too. Okay, charger for the battery. This looks like our filter for our vacuum. So we need to have good filtration so it doesn't kick up a lot of dust back into the room. This looks like a decent filter. I will check onto that, and I'll let you know how that goes too when we get into the testing phase. Screws for mounting it to the wall, one would assume. And then finally, this is the vacuum itself. Let's make sure. You never know. Don't just toss a box without turning it inside out. Okay, we got everything. We're done. All right, let's take a look inside here and see what we've got. Isn't that nice feel when you can just take the plastic right off? All right, so this is our power head. Pretty straightforward. Everything plugs onto here, one would assume. But based on this design, yeah, interlocking. So this would be a configuration you could use, say, in the car or on a couch. I'll give that a go too, so we can see how that works. Okay. The same would be true for the brush. Yep, it just clicks on. And then we also have our extendable tube. Okay, clicked on there, and it clicks on there. Yeah, that looks good. Looks like you've got a good view of that you can see the whole thing. And again, this is designed so it can be kind of infinitely adjustable. I'm fairly tall, so I'll see how that height works for me. But it looks like if you're a little bit shorter, yeah, you have several different click stops, and that will be good for getting a good ergonomic height. Well, you know, we haven't given it a charge yet, but one can hardly resist just popping the battery in there and seeing what's going to happen. So let's do that. It goes in down there. Okay, it's in. You ready? I'm sure it'll be loud. Actually, it's not that loud, and that's a good thing. I'd heard that this was a very quiet model, so what I'll be doing, I have my favorite test for that. My dog Harley barks at almost every vacuum. She really doesn't like the noise. So what I'll be doing is I'll be running it with her and see how she reacts to that. We can actually see if the cat runs off too. But that will be a pretty good indicator. Felt like there were two different power settings as I pulled the trigger. We'll be experimenting with that a little bit more too. As far as emptying it out, now first of all, I'm pretty sure that the way that this is meant to be done, you would probably want to disconnect it first, like that, and you would be holding it like that, because I'm pretty sure this is going to come right out the bottom. Yep, it dumps right out the bottom. It does look like there's already some type of a filter in there. I'll be checking through the instructions to see. Oh, there we go. So that's even better. Look at that. They've given us a spare. You got to appreciate that. The spare might actually be really useful to have. This is a very, and I'm going to hold that still for a minute so we can zoom in on it a little bit. This is a very fine steel, or of some type, probably a stainless, with very small holes drilled into it. Almost microscopic in size. They're larger than that, but they're pretty small. This isn't, I'm sure, to block anything large from ever even getting to the inner filter, which is going to give us our final filtration. So that is a great design. All right, you saw how quick it came out in my hand. Let's see if I can put it back up there. It's just as quick. Not bad at all. So about a quarter twist, it pulls off and goes back on. This snaps back up. So here's a little tip. When emptying any vacuum, in my opinion, you always want to go to the outside garbage. I never like to do them in the inside garbage because the dust just goes everywhere. But I like to go outside and just do that, maybe give it a little tap, and I'm pretty sure it'll come right out. So wow, that's great. I think we've got a full kit here and we're ready to go. Like I said, we'll run it through its paces. I'll get reset. I'll need to charge up the battery so I can give it a, full test to make sure that I know how long the runtime is. But initial impressions are quite good. It looks like it's solid. It looks like it has all the pieces, and will be good. I'm kind of looking at the swivel on this head. Also looks really nice. I can't wait to try that out in a couple of areas. I've actually got a bit of carpet that we deliberately did not vacuum at home. I'll get my son together and we'll go ahead and give that a vacuum. It is full of pet hair. It's been a couple of days. And I want to really run it through its paces. This isn't going to be, somebody dumping a little bit of cereal on the floor and seeing if it will pick it up. I wanted to give it as real world a test as possible. And then I think another place where I want to test it is on the stairs. Carpeted stairs, as I'm sure everyone aware, are kind of ongoing issue for anybody who has them. Full-size vacuums just aren't a goer on there unless you're looking for kind of a gym workout. So we'll see how it does on that, and we'll try it on regular surfaces, and I think we'll be good to go. Anyways, I'll go ahead and I'll stop the video here. Well, won't stop the video. I'll go ahead and cut through the magic of editing to when I have this fully charged, and we can go from there. Well, some final thoughts on this vacuum. First of all, it performed wonderfully in the test I did. Has plenty of suction. Beater worked great. I wanted to mention, I mentioned this in the beginning one, that it's great that this beater is electrically driven. The ones that use a turbine to drive them, or a air driven one, they rob a lot of the suction power in order to do that. So that's another reason why this is a good one as far as that. No suction has been sacrificed to run the beater. Again, found it very strong, picked up hair and everything else I was wanting to pick up. You can see that for yourself in the videos. One thing I did want to mention about it, it does pick up a lot of material very quickly, and you have to be careful and keep an eye on this bottom part to see if it's filling up. You need to empty it at least every time you use it. If you're running it, say, more than about 15 minutes, I would go ahead and empty it again. It can build up inside of here, particularly if you are picking up pet hair like I was, and that can block the airflow of the vacuum. And why that's an issue is not just that it won't pick things up, but the motor relies on that airflow to cool it. So if the airflow gets plugged up, it could actually cause the vacuum to overheat. And if that happens, it will just shut itself down until it's cooled up. But still, you want to avoid that if you can. So emptying it regularly, you won't run into that issue at all. I did find that for most things that you picked up, you could just open it and dump it the way I thought. If you are picking up, though, a bunch of pet hair, you do need to be careful that you're getting it all out of there. It tends to clump. So you'll want to go ahead and make sure that you have pulled that all out of there and you've got that clean. So it's a good thing. I mean, the fact that it fills up, I mean, if it wasn't filling up, we wouldn't have any suction. So it's doing its job. A couple of other things I wanted to mention. This again is the battery pack that it uses. Just a note to the manufacturer, I did not see these available for sale, and it occurred to me that some people might want to actually pick one up so they could have a spare, so they could run the vacuum longer. It's got plenty of runtime. I did stairs and the downstairs of my house all on a battery, but if I'd wanted to do the upstairs, maybe I could have run out my battery and needed a spare. So that would be just a note. They might want to put those available for sale. Anyways, again, good unit. I would recommend it. Be careful to empty it regularly. That's it. That's the only real tip I have. I wouldn't hesitate to purchase it. It's a good price point and it's got everything you need.